We are going to now be joined remotely by Stephan Krinke, who's the head of sustainability management and lifecycle engineering at one of the many Fraunhofer Institutes in Germany, the renowned research institutes which collaborate with industry closely to try and make new technologies a reality. And we have asked him to talk to us about some of the success factors when implementing circular systems. And he says he's going to talk to us about closed-loop aluminium and other chemical recycling, different types of plastics. So, hello, Stefan, are you with us?
Yeah, hello. So, best wishes to Norway.
Take it away. Norway says best wishes back to you, Stefan.
Great. Yeah, so it's a big pleasure for me to speak to you today about success factors for implementing circularity in industry. And to do so, I first would like to address three main aspects. The first is sustainability strategy as driver for circularity. Then I will speak also about success factors, and here I will focus on cost and implementing circular economy. And last but not least, I also will focus on an offer from Fraunhofer, where we have a research campus to support industry for decarbonized and circular products in mobility. So let's have a look back. If we look back a few months, we saw a very nice, interesting information coming from science. And that is that 6 out of 9 planetary boundaries are already over-exceeded. In other words, the burden capacity of planet Earth tells us that 6 out of 9 environmental dimensions are already met. What does that mean? It means that in the future, the question whether a company is successful or will fail will strongly depend on their sustainability performance. So let's have now a look at the question, what are the sustainability strategies in industry? And we did a lot of research about major industry in Europe, and we found out that starting with the early detection of trends and then filtering these aspects, we see mainly 3 focus topics. 2 of them I will speak today, decarbonization and circularity, which are strongly linked. The third one are sustainable supply chain. So in the beginning, I said that companies who have a performing sustainability strategy have also competitive advantages. Why is that the case? It is the case because if we look at legal regulations, rating agencies, and the financial market, we see on the left-hand side of the slide that regulation and frameworks covering also the so-called sustainability rating in terms of ESG ratings, address circularity and climate change in such a way that if you have a good sustainability rating, this directly has an influence also on your share price and therefore on your market capitalization. Right-hand side, very interesting, is the question of financial markets. Where does fresh money come from? Every company needs fresh money every year. And therefore, we see also that, yeah. Sorry, is there something? Okay, I go on. So, on the right-hand side, you see the financial markets and therefore also the influence of your sustainability performance based on science-based KPIs directly influences also the cost of capital. And therefore, the take-home message here is that we see, okay, if you are a company with a high-performing sustainability strategy, this supports you also in the competitive area. If we are now going to the question, what are the 4 targets for circular economy? we see that, of course, to change the linear economy to a circular one, we have to address maybe 4 items. First of all is the development of long-lasting products, supporting also recovery and recycling technology, which then intend also to reduce the environmental footprint and especially the carbon footprint. And this is done also by the usage of renewable and recycled raw materials. Let's come now to the competitive points. Let's come now to the success factors. First of all, it's the quality of the recyclate. And if we see at these aspects, we can clearly differentiate between recycling, upcycling, and downcycling. Recycling aims to keep the same quality of the recyclate compared to the primary material, whereas upcycling increases the quality of the recyclate, and downcycling leads to a product with a lower quality compared to the primary material. Typical examples are, for example, in the recycling area, the closed-loop recycling for aluminum sheets. A good example of upcycling are, for example, fishing nets, which can be used in indoor applications. And as downcycling, I would like to share with you the mixed plastic waste conversion to flow. And now let's come to the last aspect, also an important success factor, and these are costs. Of course, in industry, it's about cost. How we steer the costs? We steer them with a clear decarbonization roadmap in terms of CO2 abatement costs. And what you see here is a classification of different decarbonization measures in terms of their impact, so euro per ton CO2 reduced, and also the amount of CO2 that I can reduce. What you see here is that, for example, the green measures are clear business case, so measures where you earn money. And the other measures, of course, cost money, and we sorted them via increasing CO2 abatement costs. And what is interesting that in that area, we see also that circularity measures, they have a very broad range of CO2 abatement costs. But what is interesting, and I brought an example from automotive, that you see that some circularity measures, like the aluminum or even the polypropylene example, is much more competitive than other CO2 reduction measures, like, for example, those one on the tailpipe measure. Therefore, this story and this decarbonization roadmap offers industry also a clear steering both to decarbonize your business and also to go to a circular economy. Last but not least, a short outlook. What we do at Fraunhofer, we bring these two aspects, these two sides of the medal, decarbonization on the one hand side, circular economy on the other side, under one roof. And this roof is the Fraunhofer Center for Circular Economy in Mobility, where on the one side, we develop new technologies like chem cycling, like separation technologies. On the other side, we develop the so-called CO2 cost reduction curves together with industry under one roof. Ladies and gentlemen, I summarize. First of all, I've shown you that sustainability is the dominant topic in industry, and circular economy combined with the reduction of carbon footprint are the two key priorities. Second, I've shown you that also two success factors are there. The one are quality of recyclates, the others are CO2 abatement costs in order to get successful implementation. And last but not least, I would like also to offer you future cooperation under the common roof of our Fraunhofer Research Center, which combines circularity together with decarbonized products. Thank you for your attention, and sorry that we had some technical problems in the line. Thank you.
Not at all.